when we're doing these events, we always remind people to use your discernment. There's always a lot of information that flows. Some of it's going to resonate and some of it won't. So if it feels right to you, make it yours. If it doesn't, just let it go, because you are each and every one a sovereign being, and it's really important that you honor your discernment. Okay. Kelly and we always love to do this together. It's really fun for us. And it's also a really great thing for people to see that more than one person channels Metatron, and he looks and feels different through each and every individual. So does all of our guides. Each individual that channels a guide that is the same as yours perhaps has a different vibrational frequency, a different message, a different way of connecting. So that's always a treat to see how
Correct.
how it's the same and how it's different, right? Because there is always a similarity.
I wanted to add to different ways of channeling. There's so many people that I hear that say, I'm not as good as you. I don't channel like you, or I don't channel like this one, or I don't channel like that. I don't bring them in this way. Just because you're not a full body trance channel like Wendy and I are, does not mean you're not a channel.
Right.
Rob writes and writes and writes. He's just as wonderful a channel as any of us are. If you just connect and you hear and you then verbalize in your own voice, you're a channel. Doesn't mean that you're any less. However, there's so many different ways of channeling. So please don't think of yourself as any less than any one of us.
Right. Right. Thank you. I really appreciate you saying that, Kelly. Yeah. No judgment.
Welcome.
No
Right.
self-judgment, no comparison. Everyone has a different experience with it. All right. So shall we go ahead and bring him in, Kelly, and get the ball rolling? And
certainly.
We'll get going. Good day to you.
Namaste, beloveds. Namaste.
So we know. Oh, pardon.
Go ahead, Metatron.
We were just going to kind of welcome you and introduce you and ask you to kindly share what you brought for everyone today.
Indeed, indeed. We wanted to talk to you about the importance of silence. Silence. A state of being. Silence brings us to you. Silence brings us all together. Silence is a state of being in your own body. Just as stillness is. Stillness brings silence. Why would silence be so important? in this crazy, crazy up and down world that you all live in, it is a chance to breathe, a chance to connect, a chance to decompress and explore. Explore all of what is inside of you and explore all of what is inside of us. Silence is a place where you can hear our messages. You can feel our messages. You can interpret energy coming to you. Silence is your connection to us. So I ask that in your everyday lives, if you can take 5 minutes only per day, stand in your silence and allow us to come to you. If you can do this for a half hour, 3 times a week, that's wonderful. Take some time, and if it can only be once a week for a half hour or whatever time you can allot, I ask you to spend some time within yourself in silence. And you will be amazed at how active and all that you hear and all that you feel when you are silent. You will be connected to all, and all will be connected to you. And that is my words to you this evening.
Wow, thank you.
You're very welcome.
We would like to add to that request for silence, because within the silence, you have the ability to be mindful. And mindfulness is a key to your evolutionary process. We have been teaching a program and delving very deeply into what is mindfulness, chewing mindfully, right? Paying attention to how you talk to yourself, many different things to be mindful of constantly. It is Mystery School 101, right? The thing that we requested that kind of threw everybody into chaos was that we threw down the gauntlet and challenged them to do a 24-hour electronics fast every week. 24 hours without your electronics, without your radio, without your television, without your cell phone, without your Kindle books. And be in that silence. Listen, receive. This is the place where you will connect with all those things you're looking for and begin to be able to have all of your questions answered through you. Isn't that amazing? So we challenge you, give it a try, even if you only do it once. Turn off your electronics for 24 hours and see how it feels, right? Maybe take a walk in nature, meditate, take a nap, doesn't matter. You're just not being distracted and you're not being pulled into the chaos of the noise, but allowing yourself to lean into the silence. All right. Beautiful. All right, enough lecturing, enough gauntlet throwing, right? And so we are going to open it up for questions at this time. Right. And Dragon Queen, you are first in the queue.
Hear me? No, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this silence proposition thing. I've been thinking about this forever. That I wasn't hearing my guides properly because of the distraction and because I had I hadn't allowed moments of silence since the electronic devices have taken on the world, because I lived without, so I can see the difference, and it's making me forget my questions now, like as I'm meditating on that. I'm like, oh my god, man, I've been telling this to myself, like, okay, so my questions pertain to financial stability, but not maybe as numbers, but more like me, like when will I regain this feeling of feeling safe regarding finances? Because it's like in the past, before I started my shadow work, I've never felt scared of lacking, never. And I was really good at manifesting whatever I wanted. I was free like a child. But when I started my shadow work, because I had to embury so many trauma from so many past lives, I fell into post-traumatic stress. And now I'm scared as fuck of that, and of lacking money and food or whatever. And also because when I started my shadow work, I went through a financial distress because I couldn't manifest anymore because I was so deep into depression. so yeah, so I'm like, when am I gonna go back to this carefree spirit that because I know, even though I have numbers in my head, of course, I know that's not what makes one feel safe, like regarding um that, surviving, eating every day, being warm, and all these things. It's just, it's believing in my capacity to bring this to myself that more matters than numbers. So that's my question. Yeah, when will I feel better?
Well, uh, and we would say to you, beloved one, that the fear of lack and the fear of not being able to manifest are also shadow aspects that are up for healing, right? Those are part of the shadow. And we say to everyone to please ask for what you want and ask for what you need out loud every day, even if you're asking for the same thing every
Oh
day,
yeah, do.
right? But the safety, beloved one, doesn't come from outside of you.
Right.
It comes from your inner knowing that whatever comes along, you can take care of yourself, right? And that is what you had before you opened up the can of worms, which was with your trauma and your shadow, right? And so remembering that, because that didn't go anywhere. You still
Yeah.
have the ability to manifest. You just have to remember that sovereign aspect of yourself, the whole, the balanced, the one that is always connected, right? Never goes anywhere. Mhm. Metatron.
Thank
Mm.
you.
I would also say, with all the work that you are doing, all the shadow work, one must also let go. Let go of some of the energy in which those shadows are kept, if that resonates with you.
Yeah, it
You are
does.
doing all this work, and it's okay then to say, okay, I can let that go now. I've I've worked on that. I am important enough to let that go. And in that, that gives you more space, more energy to allow all that you want to come to you. You can let it go. It's okay. You do not have to hold on to those things that no longer serve you in this lifetime. You can say, thank you. I appreciate the lessons that you've taught me, whether they be tough or whether they be wonderful. I thank you. And now you can go. The energy of you can go. Do you understand, beloved?
Yeah, I'd happily kick it out, like for sure. I just don't know how exactly. I think a part of the sick me is gone, but there's a part that's still here, and that's manifesting with PTSD, and I'm trying to shake it off. It's like still there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. When you become fearful, when that PTSD overcomes you, call in your guides, call in your guardians. We are here for you. That is what we are here for. If you need us, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling afraid, we are here to hug you like a warm blanket.
I do.
So
Yeah,
please
that's
call
true.
us in and then allow yourself to be in stillness to feel us, to be in silence to feel us. And you will feel our love. You will feel the comfort. You will feel your body come to a little bit more of a mode of peace. Even for that moment.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. If there's time, we'll come back around, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So, Melinda, are you with us?
Hello.
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 I just want to say thank you from last time. Kind of exposing that I have a walk-in experience. It really makes a lot of sense. My question is about a specific guide that I have. Early on in my awakening, I did meditation. I just asked and I saw her name. It's spelled Joslynn. And I've always had like a deep connection with her. I just get like emotional. I just kind of want to know like her purpose and any advice she has for me.
All right. Well, she is part of your team, right? She is one of those guides that came in with you, and you have soul contract, you have soul agreement that she will be that what we would call emotional support guide, right? That you can lean into that and feel the emotions and really know that she's present with you. It's a little bit more difficult with all of the others up until this point, but she kind of holds the door open for everybody, right? And so the purpose is love. The purpose is showing you that you, a human, can have relationship and love with that which is in spirit. Right? And she is healing your ability to give and receive that love.
Makes sense. Yes.
I agree 100%. For our answer is she is here to love you and for you to love her. So we would give you exactly the same, almost exactly the same answer as Metatron did just now. She is here to love you and for you to love her and to ask you to explore her, to ask her to surround you and to ask her questions, and just the word explore her is really truly what she asked for. Explore her, enjoy her. She is yours. She is your part of your team, and get to know her. Get to know her deeply.
Okay. Yeah. She's not related to me, is she at all? Or I don't know anybody named that.
This is not someone who is crossed over, beloved one. This is a guide.
Indeed.
Okay, so she is like human though.
No,
No.
No. Okay.
she is a
Okay.
spirit. She is a guide.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
She is
All
an
right.
she is an ascended being.
Gotcha. I'll take that advice for the silence. I definitely need silence, and I tend to hear them more in the silence with my clairaudience. So I need that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you for being present.
Indeed.
Mm. The kitten stole the straw from our woman's cup. So we must drink like a human now. Huh? All right. All right, who is next?
Miriam?
Dragon Queen, we're going to ask you to take your hand down so that you can move out of the queue. There you go. All right. Hello, welcome.
Hi. So it's a pleasure to be here. I am going through a difficult time. It's a challenging time. Unfortunately, I had to end a relationship recently. So I'm wondering if you have any advice, any insight that you would like to share about what I'm going through. There are moments I'm very firm and decisive in the decision that I made, but there are moments that I feel a lot of guilt that because the other person is going through a tough time. So if you have any advice, I would appreciate it.
Metatron, would you like to go first on this one?
Certainly. This is your growth time, your growth spurt. You're ending your relationship enabled you to, again, open a door for you to obtain other things. There are, of course, feelings of perhaps guilt or remorse or all these human emotions, which are perfectly fine to go through, but understand that there is also something called sacred selfishness. And that is a term in which you must do what is right for you, even if it is uncomfortable for someone else. Even if you really, really, really think, well, it's going to make someone else feel X, Y, or Z if I do this for them, but it's going to make me feel not very good. One must look into themselves and say, I have to take care of me today. Today, I might make someone else feel uncomfortable, which is not what I want to do, but I must take care of me.
Mhm.
Does that help you at all?
Yeah, I like the term selfish. Oh, sorry, sacred selfish.
Sacred selfishness. It's when you do something that is very uncomfortable for you because you want to give and you want to fix and you want to make everyone happy as much as possible. But in so doing, you are not making yourself happy.
All right.
Is that?
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And please remember, beloved one, that in each and every relationship, there is soul agreement, soul contract. And so while you are worried or you are guilty about hurting someone else, it is all part of the contractual agreement that you and this other soul came to this lifetime to experience, to grow, for the lessons and the blessings. Right? So that individual, because of the completion of the relationship, they are hurting. Yeah, there's no doubt about it, right? But that is going to also take them on a journey of growth and change in a positive direction, as it will take you, who is hurting, on a journey of self-exploration and opening the doors for a greater path and purpose. So while it is painful, it will not always be painful. Allow yourself to feel that pain. It's important. Honor it. Honor the guilt, right? And then do whatever you must within your sacred selfishness to forgive yourself, for honoring yourself by completing the relationship.
Thank you.
It is to your highest good, beloved one.
Yeah, that makes me happy that you're saying it's to my highest good and it wasn't necessarily a mistake and against my growth.
No, no. There's no wrong choices, but within this, beloved one, we see, and we call it the high road. You're taking the high road, a road that's going to allow you to draw to you and experience higher vibrational frequencies. Where you've been kind of down here with the relationship, you're going to be able to kind of take a step up the ladder of your spiritual evolution.
Thank you. Thank you.
Indeed. All right. Aha, hello, my friend. Welcome.
Hello. I wanted to apologize about my name. I didn't this is my first time doing this, so I didn't know to type my name
We know who you are, Travis, huh?
in. But for everybody else, nice to meet you. Everybody look pretty nice on the camera. Pretty ladies and handsome men on there. I wanted to say hi. Nice to meet everybody.
Welcome. You too.
And I'm honored to be here with everybody else. And I just wanted to ask about with the chatter that goes on, in society and online and places like that about the Agenda 2030, I just wanted to know, will it be some different strategies or aggressive type of, I don't want to say attacks, but maneuvers that the dark forces that be will try to use against everybody to, I don't know if that's really true what they say about the Agenda 2030. Like, is this stuff we have to look forward to coming up, in the next couple of years because of that, if it's true or not?
All right. So we have not heard it called 2030, but we are aware of what is going on behind the curtain, right? And not all not all of humanity are aware of what's going on behind the curtain. Will it impact people on the planet? Perhaps, right? There are organizations, there are individuals trying to get into power that want to make changes on this planet that are not for the greatest good for the collective. And that has always been so. That has always been the truth, Travis, right? But here's the thing, that which is dark, that which seems like it has no light, does have light, because there cannot be darkness without a spark of light, just like there cannot be light without a spark of darkness. Think of the yin yang symbol, right? The balance of dark and light right now is kind of neck and neck. It kind of pulls ahead, falls back, pulls ahead, falls back. Ultimately, what is not light wants to become light, because that is how it evolves, how it ascends. And so all of that is behind the curtain ultimately will transform, right? And those of you that are the light bearers, the light workers, the prayer warriors, all of you healers and channels, mediums on this planet doing your work for spirit, you are the best defense behind what is behind the curtain, right? So yeah, it's there. Yeah, you'll notice some things. A lot of things will be uncovered. There will be a lot of, how could that happen? And things will shift, more light will come in, and then it'll be neck and neck again, right? It's an evolutionary process. Right? Does this assist you?
Yes, that assists me. It assists me.
Metatron, did you want to add?
You said it quite well. What we would have just said is, again, there is always if you want to say a battle or a pole of darkness and light, there always will be. And we too were going to say the best defense for anything is all the light workers that we have called on, and all the prayers, and all the more positive energy that you put into the atmosphere that draws positive. So you sort of are what you put out, and it draws to you. So yes, will there be some rougher times? Those might not want to hear that, but that does not mean that it is the end all. We are all here to help one another, us to help those on the planet, and those on the planet to help us. And we come together and we are a great, great force. And that is just keep going and keep positive. And as much as one can, of course, there's always times to slip back a bit and to feel despair, or to feel in a more lower vibrational energy for a while, but then bring yourself up however way and combat again those forces of darkness in which you speak of.
Yeah. And Travis, please remember, if you continue to dig in the mud looking for these things, they will find you.
Indeed.
So we're going to ask you to please consider shifting your focus to that which is light and powerful and positive, so that you are anchoring light not digging in the darkness.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, we do not want it to find you, my friend.
Me either.
Good. All right.
Okay,
Thank, thank you for the question.
Thank you for the answer.
All right, welcome, Julie.
Hi, Metatron. How are you?
We are well, yeah?
Yes. So great to be here again. And to actually follow on to Travis's question, my question is, well, so I sit in silence at least 10 to 15 minutes in the morning and try and send energy to where I feel it might need to be. So I also, during Lent, I'm on the Hallow app. So we do a prayer with whomever is giving that prayer for the day, and a bit of meditation. And so I'm noticing that more celebrities are coming out and speaking how they worship God, how they are more spiritual now. And so is it something I'm just noticing because I'm looking for it, or I feel like there may be a shift? Like so many people I speak to, friends, colleagues, where I'm more open about it and, trying to be better, I realize that they are as well. So I feel like there's a shift in the world where we're all kind of trying to put better positive energy out there. So I just wanted confirmation on that, or is it just something I'm seeing?
Metatron, would you like to go first on this one?
Thank you. You indeed are correct. There is a shift. If you look in your media, you see movies that are incorporating spirit and guides and things that one would never speak about a few years back. They are bringing hope into their movies and their shows. They are speaking of, maybe in a silly way, of ghosts. There are many different things spiritually that are being added to shows. And again, hope, but hope in a different way, hope in bringing in God or whomever you believe in, the universe, and talking about higher powers and things that are not of their norm. So yes, indeed, there is a shift, and the more it's talked about, the more those are feeling open to say, "Hey, me too, me too."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is becoming normalized, right?
Indeed, indeed.
It is becoming normalized. It used to be like, think of aromatherapy. All of a sudden, so many years ago, nobody'd heard of aromatherapy. Now there's aromatherapy in everything, right? It's a little bit like spirit speak, right? Spiritual talk. It is being normalized. And while not everybody believes the same, right? That's not to convince anybody, but it really is to hold true to your own beliefs, no matter what they are. And that's what's starting to happen. People are feeling safer to share it because it's becoming more norm, more mainstream, right? Which is a beautiful thing.
Oh, it's great. I love it. Thank you so much.
So welcome.
Welcome.
All right, Rob. Long time no see.
I know. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for this opportunity. My question is very simple. It's regarding solar flares. I hear a lot of once in a while there's solar flares and that change the energy of the earth. Is that true? How that energy of the solar flares affect people? And how the sun affect people as well by itself?
Mm. Metatron, did you want to go first? Or you want us to go first?
Couldn't go first. That would be fine.
Okay. So yes, solar flares are a thing, right? The solar flares that are shot out from the sun hold an electromagnetic currency, right? And the closer those flares get to the Earth, they impact the energy field around the Earth, and it can come through the energy shield and impact Gaia physically. There will be at some point in time a solar flare that will be so powerful that it's going to wipe out all electronic communications on this planet, because it will impact all of the satellites, and it will kind of neutralize everything, and it will take humanity back 100 years, right? Because they're not going to be able to hop on a cell phone, not going to be able to drive your cars because they have cells in them, right? So at some point in time, this occurrence will happen. It's been talked about for millennia, right? So the solar flares that are happening now, yes, they do impact the human energy field as well. They cause anxiety for some people. For some people, they contract, and it kind of creates an energy of depression. So it can go either way with people, right? There you are, Rob. We're looking for you there. So yes, it's a real thing, and there are things that you can have in your home that will neutralize that energy. There's things that you can wear upon your body that will neutralize that energy. There's a stone called shungite, however you say it, shungite, right? And it will repulse that energy of the solar flare. So your body is protected. There's also something called orgone technology that you can have in your home, wear on your body, that will be protective as well. Okay.
So we need to be protected at the moment where there's solar flares.
Well, there's always solar flares. There's
Oh,
constant solar flares, right? The sun is always shooting out solar flares. Some are just more powerful than others. I think they have seasons in which they're more powerful. But having the technology in your home, or having the crystals that you just kind of wear to protect you at all times, is not a bad idea. But use your discernment, right?
okay.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah, Metatron, did you have anything else?
Indeed, we were going to mention the argon as well. They have them in pyramids. You can find them, and they do protect. You can put them by your electronics. We were also going to say there are so many things that impact Gaia and the planet. Every day we undergo things that are beneficial and detrimental to the planet. So do not let fear overtake on this. They are natural occurrences that Gaia just undergoes. There are meteorites. There are solar flares. There is so much that happens that you are unaware of, but do not be overcome in that fear aspect.
Yeah, I was not afraid. I thought it was something better for us, because I hear that being exposed to the sun kind of clear your energy as well. But that's what My
Mhm.
question was,
And
but
that is truth. Being exposed to the sun gazing is cleansing and empowering for the physical body. Solar flares are something different. They carry an electromagnetic pulse
mhm,
that destroys.
okay,
What?
interesting. Thank you for clarifying.
Indeed. Indeed. Okay. All right. Who is next? We have any other questions? Yes, Yvette, welcome.
Thank you very much. Good evening. So a lot of times when we have these meetings, we talk about soul contracts. And it made me think tonight, how do you know, how do you know when one is like naturally coming to an end or should end? Because I know in the past there are, you have issues where you try to hold on to something longer and, it eventually becomes obvious. But I mean, how I guess, is there a way to tell which contracts are long-term and short-term?
Yeah. Did you want to go ahead and take this?
Indeed. How would you know? You have to go through them. You don't know until you're in them. If they last a lifetime, they are a long-term contract. If they are if you're feeling that, let's say you meet a friend and they are very important in your life for a few years, and then all of a sudden they are not there any longer. That is more of a short term. There is no true way of knowing until you experience them. And then you can go within if you are thinking, well, do I want to end this relationship with X, Y, or Z? Go within, talk to your soul, your own soul, and find the answer. Do I want to end that? Or is this something that maybe we need to work on a little bit more? Is there a compromise perhaps that we need to make so we can let this relationship grow or go on a little bit more? But it is very important to talk to your own soul.
Indeed, very important, because this is the contract is at the soul level, right? And if you're not talking to your soul, you're not going to be getting the information about the different relationships and the things that are looking to be healed within these relationships. Towards the end of last year, there was a completion of a lot of soul contracts. A lot of relationships really shifted and changed. And the shifts and the changes in the relationship is another way to notice that the soul contract is changing, right? And so sometimes you can complete a soul contract and that individual still remain in your life. It is just the relationship will take on a different flavor, right? It will change just a little bit, right? So when you complete the contracts, doesn't always mean that somebody leaves. It just means that hooray, you've completed this contract, and now we're on to other things, and we're still friends, we're still family, we're just changing the nature of the relationship, right? Because the contract that's held us in a certain pattern is complete. Okay.
Perfect. I love that answer. I think that was what I was looking for. So it doesn't mean necessarily that that person moves out. It's just the shift, like from raising a child to becoming friends with a child, that type of a thing. It's still okay.
Right.
Wonderful.
That's a great analogy, right? In how soul contracts between a parent and a child do shift and change over the years.
Yes. Perfect. That's now thank you. It was just curious. It just made me curious. Thank you. That's a perfect answer. Thank you.
Indeed. All right, who else? We know that you're thinking in there. Did you have a question, Bill?
I just thought the getting into these more cosmological questions, that's kind of where I end up a lot. And this has been very, very interesting. I send energy every night to individuals, to the planet, healing, love, and I certainly hope it's doing some good. And
What does your heart tell you, my friend?
um keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it makes a difference. Every prayer you send out, every healing you send out, every good thought you send out makes a difference.
Well, it's just good to have some reinforcement on that, because it just if you look at the news, it's a world of hurt. But you know, I look within my kind of friends and family and my personal situation, and I see a lot of good things, and just the work that you and Kelly are doing, I just think is wonderful. So thank you very much for what you're doing.
Indeed. Indeed. Would you have a comment, Metatron?
Well, I say thank you. Thank you very much. And yes, everything that anyone puts out that is in a positive nature is of good to the higher self, to the higher power, to the light. And we would encourage you to keep on, just to keep on doing, and do not doubt. Do not doubt, for your abilities are far more strong than you would think that they are.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You know, we honor each and every one of you, and we're reminding each and every one of you that everything you do matters. From the smallest thing, blessing your food, you know, sending healing to someone, praying for someone, everything you do matters. Right? In the greater scheme of divine consciousness, it is like a light in darkness. Right? Everything you do matters. So thank you, each and every one of you.
May I add one thing to that too? We tend to tell people that you look up to us. You think that we are wonderful and we are full of insight and we are sometimes beyond approach. And yet we want to remind each and every one of you as well that you are just as bright a light as we are. That when we look down, if we are up here and looking down upon you, we see your light just as bright as you see ours. That each and every one is indeed special and unique and important, no matter what you are doing in your life. No matter if you are a president or you are unemployed, you are just as important. And please, even in your hardest times, remember that. Remember, we are looking down on you and seeing your light.
Right. We always remind you that there's no difference between what is Metatron and what is you.
Indeed. Indeed.
All right, Sean, please will you come on screen and unmute yourself?
Hi, it's great to meet you. My question is almost building off the last question because I just hit my button too late, and he was, what I've been doing has been a lot of ancestral healing, for on my family. Then I started doing some for my friends as well. And I love the work. You know, sometimes I feel like when I'm doing it, I feel like I'm not doing enough, you know, but that's just my ego. I know that. But because I'll just do a clearing, and that's what they give me at the time, and that's what we do. But how does that, like, these people have been passed, you know, 100 years, or, you know, some of them 100 years ago. Does that transcend into today? Does that affect the generations from them?
Yeah, yeah. So whatever you heal today moves all the way through your lineage, through your ancestry, right? And so that's an important thing to remember. Everybody thinks, you know, linear when you're thinking of ancestral lines and lineages, but because there's technically no time, when you're healing it here in this moment, clearing it here in this moment, it clears through all time and space, through all timelines. Okay? And so what it does is it offers the evolution of the soul that's taking lifetimes. It offers them the opportunity to make different choices. And so it's a funny thing because you think things are so constant and so static, but when you're clearing things and new choices are made, your next moment will be different, right? Your next breath will be taken in a different way. Your next step upon this planet will be changed because of the healing that takes place here and in all directions.
Okay, thank you.
Metatron.
Indeed. I see a metaphor like I see freedom. When you do healings in your ancestral lines, it brings a freedom. It's almost like letting a genie out of the bottle, you know, so all cramped and tight, and the energy is just all kept in a certain lifetime, that negativity. And yet when you heal that in this lifetime, you heal the energies of the past, it's like freeing that genie in a bottle and letting them roam, and that energy clear, and all of the lines previous and all of the lines in front of it are changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And will remind you, Sean, that this version of you, even though you're incomplete because you're still growing and evolving in this lifetime, right?
Yeah.
But this is the most powerful, potent lifetime that you've had.
Mhm.
And if you will begin to, please, in a loving way for yourself, to begin to take ownership. And what we mean by that is to know that you're a healer, to know that you're a channel, not to wonder about it or say, I wonder if I am or I think I am, right? Own it. Own it. That's important, right? And if you are going to delve into your own past, look for your lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of being an oracle.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of saw right through me because it's owning it. And I've been afraid to step out into the public with it, and that's something I need to do. And I want to do. I just need to figure that way out. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to figure anything out, my friend. Spirit's got it all wired up for you if you will just do what's in front of you each and every day.
Yeah, well, some some of the stuff you guys show me is it's amazing, and it's almost hard to believe.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, write it down. It's important.
okay, thank you for helping me, and thank you for all the grid work help.
Our honor. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Again. All right. Who else has questions moving through their hearts or minds? Does anyone have a second question that they wanted to ask before we're complete? Oh, Rob, we see your hand. Yes.
Hello. So in the question that came up earlier about 2030 and expectation, I believe, plays a huge part in everything that our future holds for us, good or bad. So what would the best focus be for anyone in the group tonight with regard to anything that they feel maybe is less than ideal going forward? You know, what's a good statement for everyone in this?
Less than ideal in relationship to what, my friend?
I guess because people are so afraid of what they see on the news. So I know to turn the news off because no news is good news. So I've learned that over the years. But there are things, and then Metatron, you actually said, yes, there's going to be potential disruptions, but those disruptions sow fear. So is that disruption something in the near future, or is that way down the road, 50 years from now? Or is it just a potential timeline?
Right now, it's a potential timeline, but know that the timelines are contracting, Rob. The timelines are condensing. And so that's why things are speeding up on this planet, right? And so from this Metatron's perspective, and we hope that Metatron doesn't mind if we go first, we believe that the greatest focus is in knowing who and what you are, to go through the process of healing and uncovering your sovereignness, your sovereignty, your God I am presence. That's the most important thing. Because why? Because that circumvents ego. There's no ego within that. It makes you strong. It makes you healthy. It helps you to walk your path in a way that you are unbeatable, right? Indomitable. And so you begin to anchor that frequency of light that you are discovering within yourself on this planet with every step that you take. Everybody thinks that they have to have a big plan, a big purpose. Yeah, most of you do, but part of that big purpose is to know thyself as God, right? And anchor that here so that everybody else can partake of that vibration and begin to awaken to that within themselves.
Thank you. Thanks.
Metatron.
I would say to stay as positive as one can. And yes, you talk about the news, and I constantly tell others, turn the TV off. It is not all real in which you see, and it is fear-based. So, in which Metatron says, if you heal who you are and you know you are a sovereign being, you are part of God, you are a body of light. Truly, no matter what happens to you, you will know you still will exist. It may be different than the picture in which you have here now, but you will exist no matter what. This is just one of the lives in which you have chosen. So if everyone sort of thinks that way, that they are a body of energy, and right now they just look in the mirror and look at what they look like in their present form. That present form can change, but who you are, who your soul is, lives on and on and on, and you just take a different ride. It's a different ride.
Indeed. Indeed.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
So,
You're welcome.
yeah, so this message is for everybody, and thank you for asking it, Rob, because there's so many directions that you can get pulled, right? So many paths you can walk. The truth is that every single path leads to yourself. Every single path leads you home, right? And so if you will pick a path or allow your guidance to nudge you in a direction and just keep showing up for your own evolution right here, right now upon this planet, you'll change everything. You'll change everything. You will change everything. Everything you do matters. We love you.
Indeed. We sense a lot of minds going now, a lot of thoughts. Have we blown your minds just a little bit? Just a little bit.
Most people don't understand who or what they are. And that's the game, right? That's the game. You're excavating what is an illusion and what is truth within you, each and every one of you. Like an architect with that brush and that little pick, right? Bit by bit by bit, you are evolving and illuminating. Miriam, we see that you have another question.
Yes. it's again very, very personal, but I was wondering what is the next thing that I should focus on for the sake of my spiritual journey, because you mentioned it earlier. That I am on my path to spiritual growth. But just like everybody else, but I felt it very strongly. And you confirmed it. So I would like to know if there's anything that, you know, I should focus on that's to my you know, benefit for the spiritual as the area of focus.
Yes. Healing your traumas. And that's where you begin. Clearing what is called the shadow, right? Which is connected to the traumas. Because to be able to do what it is that spirit is calling you to do, you must heal. Right? And it can be little tiny traumas and it can be great big traumas, but allow yourself to delve into them, to feel them, to forgive, to tell yourself the truth, and begin to clear and heal your traumas, the traumas that have impacted your life. And they create a pattern. And through the pattern, you make choices. And so by healing the traumas, you're shifting the pattern, and different choices can be made for your life, for your path.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Metatron.
While you are healing those traumas, please remember to have compassion for yourself. Compassion for yourself. That is what I add. Very important for you.
Yeah. Always.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All will be well, beloved one. All will be well. All right, Dragon Lady, one more question. You are muted.
Unmute.
It's okay now?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. Following up on this shadow work that Miriam is doing as well, that I've been doing for like the past, I don't know, 8 years or something. Still doing it. I still have a lot to heal. And through this shadow work, I was able to uncover my identity, remember who I was, and all of the different lives that I had that makes me, and that belongs to me. And I realized that France, where I was born and where I live, I had to go back here for the shadow work because my mother was here, blah, 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 is not the country that I resonate the most with. Like, it's actually the country that I resonate the less in the entire world. Like, and I feel like the wrong key in the wrong lock. And I know that the United States is next on my list, but it's so, I know everything's possible. And even though the United States is the hardest country to get in, like, especially because I'm not special for what the United States laws are requiring or whatever to be accepted, like with open arms. So I'm manifesting this, but I'm wondering if it's going to be a long time till am I close to manifesting it? Because I'm suffering. It's like, and I don't know, like, yeah.
All right, so it's going to be a while because you haven't found the vehicle yet. And there are different agencies that can connect you with people in the States, so there can be work visa, exchange visas, all different kinds of things that will help you get in. So do some more research and look what might be available to you. Because without those, unless you have like a sponsor, it's going to be very difficult.
Exactly. Yeah, that's fine. I know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just the temperature of the world right now, right? But there are programs. So get curious about what's possible, what's the vehicle to get you from where you are to where you want to be, right? Organizations, okay? Metatron.
I am called to ask you about art. Are you an artist? Are you artistic in any way?
Yeah, I'm a musician. I'm bound to release my second EP this year, which I think is gonna have much more success than my previous one. And that's the problem, like bouncing on what first Metatron was saying, is that that's all I can do. That's what I'm good for. And that's why when I was researching the ways for me to get in the United States, I was not corresponding to these ways. I'm just out of the box. All of my life I've been out of the box and I don't fit in no categories or whatever. And so it seems to me that I have to create something for myself. Like, I don't know, like, yeah, I'm a musician and I make clothes as well. And I draw and I sculpt. I mean, yeah.
Okay. I am sensing that somehow your artistic ways are going to help you get into the United States, but you are perfect just as you are. You do not need to be different. You are creative and you are artistic and you are an asset to whomever you encounter. Your energy is bubbly, even though your insides sometimes are fearful. So do not give up who you are. If you need to remold a little bit with keeping all of those characteristics, that is fine, but do not lose your essence. Do not lose your essence, and it will come to you. You will get to the place you need to be. Keep manifesting and keep asking, keep searching. Do not give up.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome,
That
my dear.
confirms what I felt. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, good.
All right, Megan.
Hello, beloved.
Hello.
Oh, so nice to hear all these messages this evening, and thank you so much for coming on. I was on a couple weeks ago, and I had asked a question sort of about manifestation. I had a couple of rough years, a couple of brain injuries, and a past year of, we all have our years. We learn through them. My husband was at work and so forth, so financial struggles and parent health issues, and I'm here to say, I feel like we're on the other side, or about to be on the other side. And when I was on a couple of weeks ago, I wanted to come on tonight more or less as a thank you, because I said, I kept the faith through the whole thing. I didn't get down for a minute in a vision and moving into my folks' house and having the finances through a lawsuit and through my husband getting a new job, that everything was just going to work out for everybody. And what you said was February or March, things are going to turn around. And here we are today. And I really wanted to come on and sort of just say thank you, because here we are today in February. And next Wednesday, my attorney and the retired judge and the insurance agent are sitting down settling. And, I'm just visualizing a high number, because it's sort of what's needed for all the medical expenses and so forth. And it's just next Wednesday, and next Thursday is my husband's interview, and he is ahead of everybody else, that they're not looking at anybody else. So I'm seeing the vision, I'm seeing the numbers, I'm seeing the finances shift, the bills to be paid, the medical to be covered, the home to be renovated. It has been the most, I guess I'm here to just share my gratefulness and all the learnings spiritually. And I even had a car accident a week ago, and I was able to heal. And I just felt that was a message again to be more present. But I really just popped on today to say thank you, because here we are next week, and I hope it's okay if I ask you to come in with me on Wednesday, and you know, that it's a nice amount of money. I think you guys felt that, and it was really a time to come on and just say thank you. And I'm feeling it's going to be abundant, and I think that's what you felt. So just in such gratitude that I feel next week is gonna
be a game changer, right? Good.
Indeed.
Thank you, because you know, you helped. Thank you.
So welcome. Thank you for sharing. We don't always get to see the you know, the other side of things.
No.
Right?
I know, that's why I wanted to come on, and I said, well, I'm not gonna ask the same question, but I just want to share. I see what you saw, and there's going to be abundance. And thank you. I'm just, you know, tickled with gratitude for holding the vision, and both of you helped me, both, well, Metatron in two people, right? In two channels.
Indeed.
Over the course of 1 to 2 years, really. So thank you.
Indeed.
You're very welcome. Thank you for staying positive and believing.
Thank you.
Indeed. All right, we have just a couple of minutes left. Sean, did you have another quick question?
I do. I'll make it quick. I have certain people in this life that can really trip my trigger really easy. And my theory is either I am or they are trying to connect the energetic cord with me. Is this correct? Is this what causes, I mean, is this like when I get the fake arguments in my head, is that me trying to connect with them, or them trying to connect with me?
Sometimes you're just looping a story in your head. And sometimes there are people that are unconsciously trying to connect energetically. But we will say to you that one of the greatest tools that you have, if you will utilize it, is the tool of neutrality. Because neutrality is a way of managing your energy. Whereas your energy normally runs in 1,000 different directions, when you're neutral, it runs between heaven and earth like a tree. Okay? And from that place, you have the ability to respond as opposed to reacting. And so you'll notice that the triggers and those people that trigger you don't have anything to bump up against when you're neutral. It actually changes relationships. You can feel the difference in a space. So if you want more information about, you know, being neutral, you can always reach out to our woman. She'll give you an exercise to practice, but that is a key. And when you are neutral, no one can cord you. You're Teflon, baby, right?
Okay.
So
Thank you.
on your neutral, running your energy up and down, nobody can cord you.
Yes. Okay.
Metatron.
You have said it. You have said it. I would have mentioned neutrality as well. It is your best weapon, if you want to use that word, which I don't usually like, but it is your best defense. We will put that way. It is your best defense to not react to the bullets or the energy that may be coming your way. You will totally catch someone off guard when you are neutral, when they want you to kind of react back, to butt heads back. If you're neutral, they'll be like, and there's nothing much more they can say.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it does take practice. So if you do not get it right away, it is okay. Just keep practicing and keep trying and keep trying. And then if you need to go beat a pillow or yell at the top of a mountain when they leave, that is okay.
Okay. Thank you. That helps a lot.
You're very welcome.
All right, beloved friends, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are going to go ahead and bring our time together to completion. We are so grateful. Metatron, did you have any last words?
I just as well thank everyone for being here. Thank you all for adding your light to this world in the difficult times and in the easier times. We just ask that you stay positive as much as you can. That energy will come back to you. So just what you want, ask for what you want. Do not dwell in what you do not or you do not have. Ask for what you want. And we thank you. We thank you. Thank you. And until next time, we send many, many, many blessings to you.
Indeed. Blessings and peace to each of you. Be well. Be well.
Indeed. Indeed.
Namaste.
Day.
No, so long, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great weekend. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. It's beautiful.
Hey, Rob.
I am you.
Thank you.
You guys.
Beautiful.
Thank you for being here. Did everybody
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
Remember, stay out of the mud. Stay out of the mud. Goes for you too, Dragon Queen.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank
you
you.
guys for being
Thank
with
you.
us. We'll look forward
Thank you
to
all.
next time.
Thank you, Kelly. It was wonderful.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Welcome. Well,
We'll let you
thank
know.
you, everyone.
In March, I am co-channeling with Lynn Laborde Eastman, and we're having an evening with Jesus and Elijah. So that's going to be really special. So keep an eye out. Come join us. It'll kind of be the same format. All right. All right.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
night. See
Good
you
night,
next
everybody.
time.